The expanding role of mediation in legal disputes courts have long served as the primary forum for resolving disputes. Yet many legal professionals now recognize that traditional litigation does not always produce the most constructive outcomes. Increasingly, mediators are helping individuals and organizations resolve disagreements through structured dialogue and negotiated settlement. Christopher Leroi has spent much of his career examining how disputes unfold in the courtroom and how they might be resolved more effectively before reaching that stage. His experience as a judge, prosecutor, and policy professional provides a broad perspective on the legal system and its limitations. Over time, that background helped shape his commitment to alternative dispute resolution and particularly the growing use of virtual mediation. Throughout his career, Christopher Leroi has emphasized that conflict resolution works best when parties feel heard and respected. Mediation provides an environment where individuals can communicate directly and search for practical solutions rather than relying solely on adversarial legal processes. This method is based on knowledge that has been acquired over time through both experience in the courtroom as well as service to the public. He has been engaged in the field of law for more than 20 years, practicing law, advocating for the public and mediating disputes as well as finding ways to make justice accessible by using collaborative methods to resolve issues. A judicial perspective on conflict resolution serving as a judge provided an important vantage point for understanding how disputes evolve once they reach litigation. Court proceedings often involve lengthy timelines, significant legal costs, and emotional strain for those involved. While the judicial process is essential for many cases, it does not always encourage constructive dialogue between opposing parties. Christopher Leroi, attorney, frequently reflects on the lessons learned from the bench. Observing disputes in a courtroom setting revealed how positions can become entrenched as cases move toward trial. Even when a court ultimately delivers a decision, the outcome may leave participants dissatisfied or financially strained. This experience reinforced his belief that many disputes can be addressed earlier through mediation. Instead of framing disagreements as contests with clear winners and losers, mediation encourages negotiation and problem-solving. The transition to mediation represents a fundamental change that is occurring in the legal system. As courts, attorneys, and their clients become aware of the benefits associated with using alternative means for resolving disputes, they are realizing the value of achieving prompt and sustained results. In many instances, a mutually agreeable resolution will result in long-term stability as opposed to an order placed on a party by a judge. For legal practitioners who have experienced the difficulties of time-consuming litigation, mediation is another avenue that can be followed. Why virtual mediation is becoming more common? One of the most significant developments in recent years has been the growth of virtual mediation. Advances in technology now allow parties to participate in mediation sessions from different locations without sacrificing structure or confidentiality. Christopher Leroi has observed how virtual mediation expands access to dispute resolution services. Participants no longer need to travel long distances or coordinate complex schedules in order to meet with a mediator. Instead, discussions can take place through secure online platforms that allow structured communication and private caucuses. There are practical benefits to using this methodology. By reducing the amount of time spent traveling to meetings, organizations and individuals save money on both sides of the equation. Scheduling also becomes easier because remote participants are able to attend from their homes or offices. Many parties feel less pressure to negotiate when they are in a familiar environment. This sense of comfort can help people express their needs and desires more openly and feel better about negotiating than if they were meeting in a traditional conference room. Christopher Leroi, attorney, notes that the growth of virtual mediation reflects a broader shift within the legal profession. Technology now supports remote collaboration in many professional fields, and dispute resolution is no exception. As more legal professionals gain experience with remote processes, virtual mediation is increasingly recognized as a reliable option for resolving complex conflicts. Building trust in the mediation process. Successful mediation requires more than technology or procedure. The mediator must establish trust among participants who may initially be reluctant to cooperate. Building that trust often begins with careful listening and respect for each party's perspective. Christopher Leroi emphasizes that neutrality and patience are essential qualities in mediation. Participants must feel confident that the process is fair and that their concerns will be heard. Only then can meaningful dialogue begin. Mediators will assist the parties in determining their true position in a complex dispute. Legal disputes often involve emotion and financial stakes that create obstacles to settlement by the parties. Through the use of discussion and the promotion of thoughtful reflection, mediators assist the participants in moving away from their respective rigid positions. In order to perform this function, mediators must have legal knowledge and strong communication skills. They must remain composed while facilitating discussions between individuals who may be deeply opposed to each other. Christopher Leroi, attorney, draws on years of courtroom and policy experience to guide these discussions. His approach reflects a belief that conflict resolution should prioritize understanding and practical solutions rather than confrontation. As participants begin to see progress in the mediation process, their willingness to engage often increases. Trust grows gradually through respectful dialogue and clear communication. How organizations benefit from alternative dispute resolution. Many organizations from many different sectors are utilizing mediation services to resolve their disputes over such things as contracts, employment relationships, governance, and partnership agreements. Often, the importance of maintaining a professional relationship among the parties involved in the dispute is just as vital as resolving the legal issue itself. With mediation, organizations have the ability to resolve their disagreements in an efficient and private manner without having to resort to extended litigation. Through mediation, both parties have an opportunity to examine resolutions based on their mutual interests and how they presently operate. Christopher Leroi frequently works with disputes involving ongoing relationships where cooperation remains important. When parties must continue working together, a negotiated agreement can preserve trust and reduce future conflict. Alternative dispute resolution also offers flexibility that courts may not provide. Agreements reached through mediation can incorporate creative solutions tailored to the specific needs of the parties involved. This flexibility often leads to outcomes that address underlying concerns rather than simply determining liability. For organizations managing internal or contractual conflicts, that distinction can be critical. Christopher Leroi has observed that mediation also allows leaders to focus on problem solving rather than legal strategy alone. By encouraging constructive dialogue, the process helps organizations move forward without the disruption associated with extended litigation. Nationwide collaboration through virtual mediation. The rise of virtual mediation has also expanded opportunities for collaboration across geographic boundaries. Mediators can now work with clients from multiple regions without requiring travel or relocation. Christopher Leroi sees this development as an important step toward improving access to dispute resolution services. Parties located in different states can participate in mediation sessions while maintaining the structure and professionalism expected in legal negotiations. This nationwide accessibility supports both individuals and organizations that operate across multiple jurisdictions. Businesses involved in interstate partnerships or contractual relationships often benefit from having a neutral mediator who can facilitate discussions remotely. Virtual mediation also allows experts in specific areas of dispute resolution to assist parties regardless of location. As legal practice becomes increasingly interconnected, the ability to work across geographic lines strengthens the reach of alternative dispute resolution. Christopher Leroi, attorney, believes that remote mediation will continue to play an expanding role in the legal field. Courts and legal professionals have already demonstrated that complex disputes can be addressed effectively through digital communication. For clients, this development means greater flexibility and broader access to experienced mediators. A collaborative future for resolving legal conflicts. The growth of virtual mediation reflects a broader change in how legal professionals approach conflict resolution. While courts remain essential, many disputes can be addressed more constructively through dialogue guided by experienced mediators. Christopher Leroi has built his career around that principle. Drawing on experience as a judge, prosecutor, and mediator, he continues to advocate for processes that emphasize fairness, efficiency, and communication. As technology progresses, so do mediation options. Individuals now have more opportunities than ever before to resolve their disputes without having to go through the courts using technology such as virtual mediation, where both parties can meet remotely via an online platform. Both parties have access to a neutral party who will facilitate the resolution process in a manner similar to that which takes place in traditional court processes. For those seeking practical solutions to complex disputes, mediation offers a pathway that prioritizes cooperation and understanding. Through thoughtful leadership and experience in alternative dispute resolution, Christopher Leroi continues to contribute to a legal landscape where conflicts can be addressed constructively and efficiently.